have trouble finding our thumb.
I love it here. Billy Goat tells the fam is here. Give us can, give us can, give us can, give us. We love you, fam. We are Billy Goat Tales. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers can. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers can.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Billy Goat Tales. We appreciate you being here. Take a time out of your day on a Sunday when a lot of football is going on to be with us right here on Billy Goat Tales. We've got a great show lined up for you. We're going to get into some ETH news. Vitalik came out, said, hey, we got to revamp. We got to set up some new goals for 2026. Also, our thumbnail, Solana. What is going on with Solana? I think we're going to get into a little bit of alpha today with Solana and hopefully help you make some decisions on that. Plus, what is going on with the electricity cost? I don't know if you know this, but in 2025, electricity went up 13% nationwide. What is going to happen this year? We have a prediction from a pretty well-known source, and we'll get into all of that, plus more, much more. We'll get into Bitcoin, we'll get into ETH, we'll get into Solana, we'll hit it all. But first, we have to say hello to the team. What is going on, Tex-Mex, BioMex?
What is going on, Billy Goat Tales fam? Good to see you. Good to see you, Billy and Dark and Redman and Dave Digital and Jimbo Fett. Good to see you all, and good to see all of you in the chat. I can't wait to our coin market cap a little bit later, where numbers go up, down, left, and right, and somehow always hurt my feelings anyways.
Gotcha. What's going on, Dave Digital?
What's going on? Just hanging out, doing a little trading. Took a little short on Bitcoin. Got down here. Should have took all my profit out there, but we had to wait. So I had my take profit for this blue line, but I entered in a long right there. So we're going to see if we can hit the target. We'll see what's going on. Another day in the Bitcoin.
All right, Dave, making gains there. Nice. Love it. Jim, what's happening?
What's going on, Billy? Exhausted. I decided to get all my life difficulty BS out the way in the first 2 weeks of the year.
I hope so, man, because you've had it thick. You've had a lot put on you, brother.
Yeah, it's been a crazy start to the year for sure.
I can feel that from my sales perspective.
There you go, Crash. How you doing, Red Man?
Good, Billy. Thankful for another day not promised. You know me, every weekend, man. Just happy to be here.
That's right. And our newest member to our team, Dark Crash. Welcome to Billy Goat Tales. He's going to be a permanent figure with us now on the team. So we appreciate you. How's life treating you, Crash?
Oh, very good. I was just actually in talks with the general manager of my gym that I go to, and going to be living through the Givers Gain ethos there, and contributing to the Move for Kids campaign, where I will be essentially volunteering for this fundraising kind of event where we're supporting kids who have special needs that otherwise don't have access to the outdoors or physical education, and try to get them going. So I'll be getting into that this February. So looking forward to that.
Dude, that is awesome. I mean, that's living right there. That's what it's all about. So kudos to you, brother. That's really cool. All right. Let's see, Dave. Let's say hello to chat. We got some people coming in. Let's say hi to them.
Let's take a look and see who do we have in our chat. Looks like first we had Mike Holmer, the self-proclaimed mod king. He says hola to Billy. All right, well.
Hola, Mike.
Yeah. Everybody else, Mike doesn't say hi to you, so it's okay. We've got Redman in the chat. We got Jesse in the chat saying hola, goats. So goats, all the goats say hi to Jesse. Hello, Jesse. Jesse, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening. Greg is in the chat. We have Biomex, Redman, and Rocco in the chat. Rocco has a new name there. I know it's been for a little while, but it's In and Out Crypto Apparel. He added the apparel there at the end. So go and check out what Rocco's got over there. Got Dark Crash in the chat. Green Day Profits in the chat. We've got Crypto Princess. She says, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Good day, Princess. We have Mortimer Duke in the chat saying, hey, yo, Mortimer Duke. If I missed you, please say hi, and we will get you on the next go-round. Hello, goats.
Nice. Hola, JR. Good to see you, too. Let us know what we can do to support your efforts over there. We love to see new creators coming on into the crypto arena and representing us all like you guys have been doing. So that's awesome. Great to see you, Princess. All right, guys. Well, let's get right into it. We're going to hit the bubbles first. Redman, you ready for that?
I am a little under the weather, but I'm ready to go. Let's go.
We love you,
Okay, so for this beautiful Sunday afternoon, it looks like we're getting a little bump out of a couple of coins. We got IP up 3.8% in the hourly, up 2 spots, number 71, $1.01 billion market cap. $2.88 gets you one IP coin. We've got Dash down 1.5%. We're not really worried about that. Dash has been doing pretty good lately. EFI down 0.5%. $518 million market cap, 74 cents gets you one token. It's down 1 spot to number 93. Can it stay in this top 100? I'm pretty sure it can, and you'll see later on why. River DeFi coin, it's up 1.4%. It's sitting at number 91, $5.31 million market cap, $27.11 gets you one River token. Let's see here on the daily. Yeah, so River, another thing. So Billy Goat Tales put out a short on this last week. Go ahead and check it out in the Do Your Own Research column of the playlist. You'll see that we put a short out on this token. It's up 28 spots to number 91. It's cruising. Let's see here. Let's go on a bunch of red. So we got a little bit of recovery to do here in the daily. Let's go on to the weekly. Same thing as last week, pretty much. ICP brand new. It's up 32.8% for the week. ICP is look at that. But a little double top formation, but a nice little consolidation here for the last couple of days. Up 6 spots, number 42, $2.28 billion market cap. ICP sitting at $4.17. You can get it pretty much anywhere. All right, let's see. Dash up 123%, 32 spots, number 69. Billy Goat Tales put a short out on this one last week as well. $1.04 billion market cap, $82.68. Get you one Dash token. Dash moving, grooving. For the year, it's up 100%. So don't see that slowing down anytime soon as privacy takes foothold. Let's see here. What else? Night is down 16%. Down 69.4% for the month, down 11 spots to number 73, $978 million market cap, 5 cents get you one midnight token. Let's move on to the monthly. We got a bunch of green for the month, so that's a good sign. definitely bullish. Virtual is still up 29.6% for the month, even though it's taken a little. Looks like cash money flow is coming out a little bit down. It's still up 4 spots to number 90, $603 million market cap. Just under $1 at 91 cents is Virtual Protocol. World Liberty Financial consolidating here at this nice little level. It's up 27.4% for the month. It's up 3 spots, number 24, 17 cents. Get you one World Liberty Financial token. Let's see what else in here. Render's still hanging around. Render's up 67.8%, up 12 spots, number 63, $2.22. Get you one Render token. Let's see. OP, we put out a short on this last Friday. OP bullish. I really like OP. It's got a crazy digital stack for Base and for Coinbase. I like it. It's a nice L2 feature. Let's see. It's down one spot to number 84, $669 million market cap. Sitting at 34 cents, was at 25 just a week or two ago. So it's bullish. It's bullish right now. Rain's still up 20% for the month. Looks like it's consolidating. XTZ Tezos is having a heck of a month. It's up 38%. Congratulations to Tezos people. Tezos been around forever. It's an OG dinosaur coin. It's up 8 spots, number 85, $653 million market cap. 60 cents. Get you one Tezos token. Monero, definitely worth mentioning. Monero up 37.3%. It took a little downturn here, but it looks like it's caught a bottom, maybe coming back up. I don't know. Not financial advice. It's up 1 spot to number 12, $11.22 billion market cap. $608 gets you one Monero token. And the yearly. Wow. The yearly is about the same as it was last week's fellow. Let's check on Zcash real quick. Zcash still hanging around, sitting at $389.47. I don't know if it'll go down much more, but I don't know. Privacy is pretty bullish. It's up 95 spots, number 18, $6.43 billion market cap. Let's see what else. Well, Tron's hanging around. It's up 32.1% for the year. It's up 2 spots, number 8, $30 billion market cap, 31 cents. Get one Tron token. And with that, Billy, Pax Gold.
Yeah, man. Perfect. Good job.
Great.
Good job, Brad. A lot going on there.
Yep.
Jesse, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe and turn on the notifications. Share on every single platform so more people get to know us. That's right, Jesse. And it is us. We are a family. Thank you so much. You don't have to do that, brother. We love you. Thank you. Tex-Mex, Biomex, are you ready to get into the coin market cap update?
Let's go. Let's get into it.
We love you, fam.
All right, so time to get into the coin market cap, the only place where I refresh more than my email, and I trust it just as much. So we are at a $3.23 trillion market cap, only slightly red in the 0.01% range. And so you can see that there, the coin market cap, the last 30 days ranging up and down, just like most of the other coins. We go to the fear and greed, which is at a 49 last month. As you remember, you probably recall that we were in the 22 at the extreme fear. And last week we're at 40, trending upward to 50. So, tread lightly, tread carefully, do your own research, figure out where you want to be in this fear and greed cycle. The altcoin index is still at a 27. That altcoin season was very short. I think we were only over 75 for a short period, but right there is, as Redman covered in his bubbles earlier, you can see some of those tokens, the MYX, XMR, CHZ, Dash, Zcash, ICP, Virtuals, all still trending above return over what Bitcoin is. And so, yeah, and then we get over to Let's not look at that right now. So the CMC 20, it's a coin market cap 20 index. It looks like it's been around since about November of last year. So this is an index fund which is built on the top 20 market cap cryptos outside of stablecoins. Stablecoins aren't included in this, and so you can do DYOR. But I tend to like index funds. It's almost like a S&P 500 or a NASDAQ where it combines several different things and it maybe reduces your risk and gives you the upside of most of them and maybe not all the downside. It is actually trending slightly up, only in the 0.23% in the last 24 hours. But you can see where some of the cryptos are down in the red and some are green. The overall of the index itself is still up. So maybe that's something you look into for yourself. If you like indexes in the top 20, you don't have to wait for an ETF to come out by big institutional places. You can already find that there in the CoinMarketCap 20 index. So DYOR, it's still a really small market cap, as you can see here, but it's something that maybe you look at for yourself and find a way to diversify. That's all I've got for today on the CoinMarketCap, Billy and T.
All right. Looks awesome, man. That fear and greed going up to almost 50. Wow.
Yeah.
It's I can't be buying any Bitcoin for at 49 or 50. That's just me, not financial advice, but I did grab, and we'll talk about it later, but I did grab some more silver. I'm still packing some silver, but I wanted to grab some more. I really do think, personal opinion, worthless opinion, do not follow this advice, but I do think silver is going to keep going. That's my personal opinion.
I'm really skeptical around the $90 thing right now, though.
Are you? Are you skeptical about that?
Could just be the consolidation point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you go to what is that website? Let me find it here real quick since we're going to digress here. There is a website that, let me get it, Investing News Network. Go to that website, check that out sometime, Crash. It's just INN, Investing News Network. I've been reading up on just how short of supply silver truly is. And it's been very interesting. And it kind of feeds this whole narrative before we get too far off track of the rare earth metals and just what's going on in that whole process. It's we're in some wild times right now with metals. More going on there than I realized, which I think is really driving some of this stuff. But I just had to pick up some more. But let's get right into Dave Digital's prop markets. Let's hit it, Dave. I want to see what's going on. There you go.
You're muted.
Oh,
Dave.
you're muted, Dave.
I know there's some football DJs out there. I know you guys are ready for this out there today. I know we've already been talking in the back end about some people maybe they already have a few bets placed. It's something interesting I found. Which party will win the House this year? So it's looking like Kaushi's calling for the Democratic Party to win that this year. So it looks like you may have a flip-flop over there. There was a couple other ones on here that were pretty notable. The inflation one, 3 or 3.5%. So half the people are saying 3%. And there was one about Trump's impeachment. Will he be impeached? It doesn't look likely that he's going to be impeached. Let me see. Will Bitcoin go above 200K? It doesn't look likely that it'll go above 200K this year. Let me see. There's one about Trump being impeached. It doesn't look like it is likely that he's going to be impeached. Who's going to win the NHL President's Trophy? It looks like they're going for the Avalanche this year. Looks like New England is favored over Denver in the AFC. Let's look at crypto specifically real quick.
Yeah, that New England over Denver is probably new news with the Denver's quarterback breaking his ankle the second to last play of the game.
Yeah. Let's see, we stepped on it. There we go. So they have these funny ones. Bitcoin's price tomorrow at 5 p.m. Will it be above 95.5 or below 95.5? It kind of looks split. Let me see. There was another one that was split. Ethereum price. Is it going to be 33.40 or 33.80? Seems to be split. Well, when will Bitcoin cross 100K again? Looks like somewhere between March or February and March. It looks like is when everybody's looking. Sold price at 6 p.m. So only 39% thinks it'll be above of 143. So just some fun ones there, you know. XRP in January above or below 230. It looks or above 230 or above 220. It looks like most people are going right in between, above 220. Will it be above 250 Bitcoin? Looks like by next year. It looks like the yes is the best odds, so it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So just a lot of cool stuff that you can look at on the trending markets, the prediction markets. But it's just a cool way to kind of see, almost a look into the future that we didn't have before, it feels like.
Bad to the bone, Dave Digital. Let me get you out of there. There we go. Yeah, and you guys got to remember, like the the prediction marketplace accurately called the election back in 2024 November before like the networks did. So keep that in mind. That was a fun little fact. So it's kind of cool to see how these things play out actually, Dave, you know?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a use case that isn't the surface level. I think there's a big use case that's not surface level. Not necessarily the fun part of betting on everything, but I think that information that you can gather from that could be useful in other places.
Yeah, I agree. Well, speaking of betting, I can't.
Wait, I'm betting on Bitcoin.
Yeah, can you take that off so I can? I guess I can't.
Hey, Kern.
I tried to share
There
it.
you
It
go.
wouldn't let me share. Sorry. There we
There you
go.
go, Billy.
There you go. And we'll get into this a little bit. But Vitalik had it laid out a 2026 roadmap. And I don't know if you guys heard about this. It's just on January 16th. So he came out, did a big presentation, had a big speech, and said, hey, look, here's where we're going. He announced on social media in 2026 will be a pivotal year for Ethereum and reclaiming ground in self-sovereignty and trustlessness. So the plans include simplifying node operations using EVMs, Ethereum virtual, and BAL technology, which that is have to do with bridges and just new technology he's doing to help bridge. And these helos, which via the RPC. So basically what he's basically saying is, look, we lost a little ground with trustlessness and our new system, because right now if you check your wallet address, say in MetaMask or on ETH, it's going to the node operator, the RPC, and they can see that you're checking your wallet address. So he's putting an intermediary in there through BAL, B-A-L, and which is a bridge in essence. And then he's also putting in these what he's calling helos that are really more about privacy protection. So it can query it really fast without going to a centralized authority, because in his mind, the node people running the nodes are like a place of centralized authority. So he wants to get back to being very, very, like you said, Red, the privacy is up on everybody's radar right now, mostly because of what just happened with all this legislation, the Genius Act, of course, the Clarity Act that we'll get into a little bit later. So he's really rolling out some very significant plays for Ethereum. And even during that conversation, he also admitted that they lost a little ground, Ethereum did, compared to some of these other chains, and he's looking to get to really refocus and make that back up. I did want to show one other slide before I get the team's thoughts on that. Let me pull this up, and we'll probably, here we go, boom. Oh, doggone, you guys can't see it because I didn't have it on. Let me redo it, Dave. Let me redo it. Oh no, let me try it that way, and let's see if I can. No. Give me a second. I'm a boomer. Remember that. Remember that. There you go. There you go. There you go, Dave. All right, here we go. So you can see this. I always pull it up the wrong way, or most of the time I pull it up the wrong way. Makes it too small for everybody to see. But we brought this up a couple of weeks ago about Ethereum. So you had now, a couple of weeks ago, we were saying, hey, there's something up with Ethereum. Something looks good, really, about the activity on their chain, how the price is kind of holding up. Then Vitalik comes out, says, hey, this is what we're going to do. And then this is just January 16th. More activity surges driven by new network participants in late 2025. Ethereum activity has picked up sharply over the past month, driven not by existing users doing more, excuse me, but by a surge in new addresses interacting with the network for the first time, according to the report on Yahoo Finance. So, what do you guys think about this? Redman, what do you think about Vitalik's speech and his focus on privacy, speed and privacy, creating a whole new system, a better system for privacy, he says. And then what do you think is going to happen? Because Ethereum's been holding strong right around that $3,300 range.
Yeah. So the big thing is he realized, he looked at Zcash and what Monero's doing, and he wants a chunk of that. You know, he realizes how much people emphasize privacy. And he's looking at these other projects, and they're doing really well. And Ethereum hasn't been flat by any means. Ethereum is actually, the charts have been showing strength. So there was one thing that I came across that I kind of want to bring up here. It says target aggressive upside. Consensus predictions point to 7,000 to 9,000 or even higher by the end of 2026. Predictions are fun, right? They're fun. I don't base any of my investing thesis off of them. If it happens, great. That's a little moon boyish for me, but Ethereum is one of those chains where it can experience a massive upside because of things like Ondo. We're going to get into that later. Because of things like the future and like BlackRock building, market. I can't talk right now. Sorry, I got a headache. But yeah, so there's a lot. There's also the L2 side. So they're gonna make L2, and I watched Charles' interview this morning. He had a great interview. He kind of did a live on Twitter, and he was talking about how we need to stop saying faster, cheaper, because that's all everybody's worried about. My chain's faster, my chain's cheaper. That's all we're hearing. What we need to focus on is who is building, who wants to create, who wants to innovate, who wants to come up with new things. Because what we have out there right now, let's face it. I mean, I can do a transaction on Base for a penny.
Yeah.
And it's fast. It's like sub-second finality. So you got to stop saying faster, cheaper, whatever. Let's start coming up with new stuff in crypto. Let's start innovating new things and building. I think that matters more than faster and cheaper. But I think Vitalik right now is putting the heat under his developers to come up with new stuff. But I think also he's looking at the market and realizing how big privacy has gotten and he's kind of lighting the fire under the devs' butts to get some stuff done. And I applaud it. ETH is going to be there at the end, you know. Yeah, that's
You
pretty
gotta
much
get
all I
in that
got.
huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Yes, sir.
Dave Digital.
It's me. It was me. Sorry.
Oh, Joe, you're getting Dave in trouble. That sounds like a Dave Digital move right there.
I know better than to do that on the Billy Goat Tales Network.
That's right. That's right. Jimmy, Tex hasn't been here in a while, so he's like forgetting the polish, right? He's.
I'm just glad we changed the fire alarm batteries this year.
Oh, thanks, Crash. You know what we're gonna hear next. But I'm gonna go to Jimmy before he can push the button. Jimmy, what do you think about this ETH news? What do you think about Vitalik's focus for 2026? And also, what do you think about the price of Ethereum? You think it's holding strong on purpose, or do you think it's going to go the way of the bear?
Well, as long as he's not involved, his plans don't involve any dance parties, I pretty much don't care.
Remember that?
Price action has been great. You know, I mean, honestly, I've been so out of the loop for the last 2.5 weeks. It's not even been on my radar. You know, I might have looked once or twice over the last, like 2.5 weeks, but it looks good. It's holding strong. I mean, I think the institutional money has their head around Bitcoin, and they're looking for the next big thing, and it's sitting right in front of them, and I think they're figuring that out.
Yeah, and to get to using BAL and the Halo, the ZK roll up a piece with the best protocol position to help him fix that or focus on that is Polygon. Polygon is one of the best positioned for using the ZK roll-ups or the Ethereum virtual machine. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out when you start actually implementing that strategy, those protocols to make that happen. And so we'll see. I mean, some of these Dino coins have been dead. Let's see if that brings a little bit of life back into projects like Polygon. What's your any thoughts on it, Dave? I know you're not necessarily a big.
I'm not a big ETH fan,
Yeah.
and they have some issues that they're dealing with. But it doesn't change. Everything's built on it. I mean, what Red was saying about the predictors saying $9,000 ETH or 7,000. I'm not sure exactly the number. The prediction markets aren't in the same ball where they're at the 4,700 range for the whole year, somewhere at the high end. So we'll just have to see what happens. They've got all these fancy named upgrades that they're doing with the splurge and the purge and all this stuff. So we'll have to see. I mean, they've kept their roadmap so far. So if they continue to keep their roadmap, we'll just have to see if it works or not. There's a lot of stuff that's built on it, that can work as a benefit. It can also be a crutch. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah. Tony, any thoughts on it before I go to Crash and you can pull up the chart?
Yeah, so I think obviously there's been a lot of focus in 2026 for institutions, not really hype, but a lot of institutional, at least a lot of talk about institutions. And there's a lot that is built on ETH, but the risk is there's of course the fee pressure, but the biggest risk that I see is the competition. I mean, Solana is already up for an ETF. And other, chains have really caught up. Although the ETH layer 2s, as Red talked about, Base is very easy to get a transaction, very inexpensive. which I use quite often. And then, of course, you mentioned Polygon. Polygon's still a really, really solid project, and a lot of different. I mean, there's so many layer twos and so many projects that are already built on ETH. I don't think most of them are just going to try to uproot and move over, but there's opportunities always for other ones to build on Solana, which institutions seem to like as well. So ETH's got a little bit of separation anxiety, the classic gas fee commitment issues, that it's had since its inception. But you can kick it over to Dark Crash.
Yeah, man, good stuff, Tony. Yeah, Crash, what's your thoughts on it? First of all, any thoughts on his rollout, his focus?
Yeah, I think it's very important in terms of where the roadmap is. Oh, the beep is back. Oh my God. I think it's very important in terms of the roadmap and the state of affairs that we are in now. Especially, I like to relate it back to the song "Knock Knock Knocking on Heaven's Door." That specific phrase in the song, because if we just pull up my charts right now, it can make a lot more sense.
Yeah, man. Sorry.
Okay, so
go ahead, Dave, or whoever.
Yeah, so we've got three peaks, 3 attempts, and even breaches actually of the EMA ribbon. So we've got the knock, 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 and we even had the supposed bearish retest of the previous levels, which is rather impressive, to say the least. Now, once we breach this and turn support, then I think we'll be off to the races, looking at eclipsing 4,000 again, and eventually getting ourselves into, how do I say this, the new, what do you call that? The no man's land. Let's call it no man's land for now. So yeah, we need to finally get up to no man's land and breach what we've passed recently there. Again, that was the weekly. Moving over to the daily here, we still have not flipped the DBSI. We have done a light little wick above it in terms of energy levels and getting up there, but we still have not cleared this volume gap, and we can see why here. There's some manipulation in this kind of area, so there's a lot of hesitation. Plus, I don't have the heat maps open on me right now, but I will start loading heat maps and doing that kind of thing on the side.
Look at that money flow, though.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wanted to, again, point that out. We're also looking at possibly a double top here, a double hump, which it's still very tall, but it does, oops, apologies. It does look like it's going to, yeah, it is kind of slowly dipping down out there. Do got quite the incredible spread on RSI and stochastics for Ethereum here, which is not exactly what we want.
Definitely a bear div.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a bear div.
Yeah, even with the money flow in such state right now. But quick check of the 4 hour here. We did have a significant measure move up, inclusive of a nice little trigger wave, which appears to be lining us up for possibly the next explosive move. Again, this is just kind of a pause phase we're at right now. So this has me skeptical for a potential long north of 3,400, excuse me. So we should.
And that chart looks very much like a Bart Simpson in the works.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
It looks like it's about to dump.
It could be. But it also could be flagging. So there is two perspectives, obviously, to take on this.
That's a long flag. When do you have a flag that's the same length as the pole?
That is very true. But we are in different times.
Well, what time frame are you on right there?
Currently the 4 hour.
4 hour, yeah. Pretty significant time frame.
Yeah.
No, but the div is showing even down on the 1 hour here for Ethereum. But as far as my holy 24-minute chart, my favorite chart of all, again, kind of breathing the same thing. Those with the 1 hour humps you were seeing here, but broken down into a much more readable format, if you will. We are seeing a new green dot, just at least on the 24-minute chart there, giving us a short bounce, possibly up again to here. I would say no more than 350, and then possibly break down to retest at 33.15, about at the red line there. So that's kind of my play for right now. Could be the end of the Bart Simpson really shortly here, or it could just be one of those long drawn out accumulations.
I mean, Sunday going into Monday,
Sorry?
Sunday going into Monday. Yeah, I don't know. I don't trade Mondays, but
it's pretty gloomy kind of Mondays. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's about to dump.
Could be a huge
honestly, I
pump.
agree.
You don't know. We don't know, right? We don't. We're just looking at the charts, trying to figure.
We're
out
just guys
what's going
with
on.
we're just guys with opinions, not financial advice. That's all.
That's right. Make sure you're running that banner right there too. By the way.
Yeah.
Boom. There we go. No, Jimmy, what's your thoughts, man? So, like, I'm secretly thinking from a fundamental standpoint, not a TA standpoint. I'm secretly thinking I was October feels like the start of the bear if you're looking at cycles and time frames. Should be by historical data, but I am starting to sense some of these projects are holding up very well. To see Bitcoin get back on top of 95, to see Ethereum stay ranging in that 32, 3,300 area, to see Solana even not get down to, double digits instead of single or triple digit. It's kind of impressive. That's kind of impressive. It makes me scratch my head a little bit and wonder if the so-called elongated market or super cycle is among us. I haven't like made a commitment myself on that, but it does make me scratch my head. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, to me, actually, it seems very reminiscent of the last time we went into a bear market.
The double top.
Remember the saying,
sell in May, walk away.
40 is the new 20. 40 is the new 20. You know, we touched 40, went back up to 50 something. 40 is the new 20. And then we went to 15. So it's very reminiscent of that. Now, my personal belief, I haven't wavered. I mean, whether you want to call it an extended bull run or a really weak bear market, they both result in that same thing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we get a weak bear market, it just doesn't drop that much. Or you can look at it as an extended sideways movement, you know, through the bull run, however you want to look at it. But I think myself, I've done the majority of the selling I think I'm going to do. If ETH decides to make a trip back up towards 4,000, then I'll reconsider, my position. But right now, I'm still in the same boat. I mean, I haven't seen anything to make me believe one thing or the other.
That's pretty impressive.
My gut's telling me, just like diminishing returns in a bull run, well, there's diminishing losses too in a bear market. So we'll see how it plays out, but I'm cautiously optimistic still.
Yeah, me too. Something is seems a little more exciting than what I was expecting. So let me say hello. We got Rusty Bot. Make sure you throw your WD-40 emoji in there for Rusty. We got to make sure we keep him nice and lubed up while he's in the Billy Goat Tales community. It's the only place he gets his nourishment is over here with the WD-40 can. Green Day, good to see you. Jay Violet, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in, all set. And we got Retro Mike Tech in the house. Good to see you, Mike. We got, what is that? Wells Richards, 129. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in on the crypto side of things. Who else do we have here? Want to say hello to? Anybody see anybody that I missed that we haven't already said? DDT's in here. Good to see you, DDT. And I2AI Crypto. Good to see you. And I think we already said hello to Rocco, who was in here with In and Out Crypto as well. We appreciate all you guys. Make sure you share out the stream. Please hit the like button. The like button is the only way we let YouTube know that you guys are here and listening. And we got to figure out the whole like button thing on our shorts and stuff, because we're getting a lot of views on our shorts, and we're not getting the same amount of likes. So I don't know. I guess
like buttons are still super important to the YouTube algorithm, but they are fading due to views and the way that people watch. So a lot of people are now watching on TV. So watch time has started to equivalate to likes also, since people watch on their TVs and it's not as easy to like any longer. And you even know that they've moved it a little bit and it's not as easily accessible. So likes are good. We want you to like, but luckily,
If
if we can create stuff that you can see and that you want to watch, then that's the main thing. Just keep
on
watching.
that note, if you are watching on a TV, if I may point this out, most current softwares or YouTube apps that you got on your TV are updated to the point where if you just press the up arrow or whatever on your remote and then press to the right, it should go right to the like button. So if you are on the TV, press up, press right, and you should be able to click like.
Perfect.
Yep.
And not that we have a lot of trouble with that. We normally have more likes than we do viewers, and we appreciate this community for sure.
Oh yeah, man, it's been hot. It's been just doing phenomenal. We have over 2,000 videos. Kudos to the team, and we are over like 11,000 watch hours, which is freaking awesome. Just awesome. That's a lot of watching from a lot of people. So we appreciate all of you tuning in to Billy Goat Tales. Who did that? Else did I not go to? Any thoughts, anybody, on the whole Ethereum piece before we move on, which we will move on to the electricity piece from our
Well, I think that,
favorite president.
looking at the numbers, where they're holding at the 95 area or at ETH, where it's holding to, I don't think that that's now this opinion may not be wholly my own because a lot of it's influenced by Frankie and by Jason Casper, but I mean, it's likely we're just going to hit a higher low, lower high, and then go back down. If we go back and tap that 50-week moving average that's around $102,000, that's where they expect us to stall out. A lot of the guys that, I really trust.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense because that's where we've done it several times before. So not to get anybody's hope up to think that we're going to go to all-time highs, which we could. We've done that before too, and then hit the bull market or the bear market, but don't count on it.
Yep.
Be okay with in my opinion, it's okay that if we go in a bear market, it's okay. As long as we go back to where we were before, and the video that Piper just showed from Matty B isn't actually true, which it could be, and we might be looking at diminishing returns that aren't even equal now to inflation or the dollar degrading. So
I didn't see
that's
that.
something new that's interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
On the topic of the dollar, real quick, it looks like the U.S. might be finally getting rid of their penny.
I think we did, didn't we? We didn't do it already?
It's the last ones I think are being minted this year.
Yeah, was it this year or last year? I thought it was 2025. It might be
That's
2026.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
have
thought
to-
we were done with it
You have
already.
to AI that and let me know.
Yeah.
One of the things we wanted to get into was this whole idea of just the cost of electricity. Why? Because the AI centers, the electricity, it just keeps going up in price, and so Trump pushes emergency power auction to shift AI energy costs to big tech instead of having the price increase come to us as users. He's trying to create a situation where it will go to big tech because last year in 2025, average electricity went up 13%, and it's predicted to go up this year as an average another 13 to 18%. Some markets, like Texas, could get really hammered because in Texas is where there's a lot of AI centers being slated to open. So just reading this, Trump is pushing to run an emergency power auction to fund up to $15 billion in new electricity generation to meet rising AI-driven demand. And several states, governors are pressing the operators of the largest U.S. power grid to hold an emergency auction that would force major data center operators to finance new electricity generation needed for artificial intelligence growth. 15 billion they're talking. The proposal would require tech companies to bid for long-term power contracts, potentially underwriting roughly around the 15 billion in new power plants, whether or not the electricity is ultimately used or not. The Trump administration is framing the move as a response to rising household electricity bills, which have climbed 13% since early 2025 amid surging demand. Now, if I click off, whoops, I get to it. Hold on a second. Got the boomer going on, Dave. If I click off of this. Go ahead, Tony.
You know, since Trump's talking electricity again, he's trying to keep the lights on and the streets charged.
What's that? You faded out.
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said, man.
I said Trump's trying to talk electricity again to keep the lights on and make sure all his tweets are charged. I'm sure you all missed that.
How does he do it?
I almost got slapped my knee there.
How does he do it? How does he do
I
it,
miss
man?
you too.
Yeah, welcome back, Tony.
We missed you, Tony.
So check that out, though. And we'll get into this riot story where there's a lot of investment going on in Texas, and most of the Billy Goat Tales team lives in Texas, the majority. So it sounds like nobody really pays attention to their kilowatt hour, what the kilowatt hour is on their electric bill, right? And during Christmas time, you typically pay a little more electric. Typically electric's up a little bit in the winter months at Christmas time. But if you go back and look, electricity has been rising, and with these data centers going to be pulling just a ton of electricity, to build the infrastructure, the electric companies are building the infrastructure now, and they're just passing the cost on to consumers. Trump's basically trying to say, hey, let's build it, incentivize this so that the new data centers, that big tech, eat some of that electricity costs. What do you think about all that, Jimmy Jim?
Well, in Texas, I can tell you, you pay a lot of attention to your kilowatt hours because it's a deregulated market, right? So CenterPoint Energy handles all the lines in the ground or on the poles and all of that. And then you get to choose which company you want to go with, right? So the electric company's buying electricity at a certain rate and they're rebilling you. So in Texas, I mean, there's a whole dedicated website that you go plug in your address, and then it basically shows you every single company's options. Whether you want to just settle for a flat rate, do you want nights and weekends for free? Do you want, they got all kinds of different variations of ways to be billed. I know I've been at a 12 or a 13 cent rate, and I'm locked in at that rate for I think another year, and then I'll just have to reevaluate what options are out there and who I decide to pay for my electricity.
That's so interesting. I didn't know that Texas was deregulated with their electricity. See, where I come from, you don't get a choice. Whoever is in that Tri-County area or that general part of the state, that's who you got to go
That's
with.
why there's an East grid, there's a West grid, and then there's Texas.
Yep. And if United States ain't careful, we're going to succeed too.
Again,
Well,
it's about time for that.
Yeah.
It's usually about every 8 to 12 years, somewhere in that window, we just decide
Yeah, we need to be out of here.
somebody's
We
like,
need our independence.
we'll do our own thing.
That to make the
But no,
lines
some
short as
some
possible.
of the Texas power generation does spill over across borders into Oklahoma, Louisiana, I guess New Mexico. But we have all the resources here, so that's just kind of the why the way it is, right? And it's kind of funky, just how you really have to evaluate who you're with and what plan you're on. I mean, usually just going the straight, I'll pay for every kilowatt hour, just give me a flat rate. That's usually the best way to go, because on nights and weekends you're paying 18 cents during the day because it's free at night, and you know all they're doing is saying, "Look over
Yeah,
here," while they give it to you
exactly.
over
They're just
there.
moving the
Essentially,
ball.
So just give me
yeah,
a
trying to
flat
force
rate,
offset energy loads.
um, and we'll go about life. That's usually what I do, and just whoever's giving me the best rate, that's who gets my business. And it's not uncommon. People change every single year. Um, there's different companies that offer different incentives. Of course, if you've got battery or solar power on your house, you can put that back to the grid, if you will, and get credits on your electricity bill. So there's all kinds of things there that you can do to help combat, higher rates, uh, for a kilowatt hour.
Yeah. And that could be inclusive of reducing excessive transmission of this energy, like keeping most of the resource generation and use of said resource more local to where the actual energy creation is. And then, of course, keeping said energy as local as possible while finding these better storage methods so that we can transport and transmit rather than just the old-fashioned lines that we've got now.
But without a doubt, I mean, there's huge data center construction taking place here in Texas. Um, some of these data centers have their own renewables, and will have battery storage on site, to help support them, so that they're, not always pulling from the grid. There's a lot of different flavors of things going on in the energy industry. I mean,
A very similar thing happening here in Alberta, up in Canada, the northern Texas, if you will, and we've got some data centers here as well. Well, I consider you guys the southern Alberta, but I guess you could call me the northern Texas.
Yeah, man.
Look, when we get you into the 51st state, then we can start talking like that. But until then, hey.
Yeah, you're just some dude on the other side of the lake.
Yeah,
oh,
man.
God. Oh, he went there.
Yeah,
Ezekiel! Ezekiel!
we Americans are
Yelling
pretty
across the
doggone
lake.
arrogant. I can tell you that much. Like the whole world revolves around us. We just can't think any other way. It's just, it's
I mean, it's
amazing.
because it does.
Yeah, and then
the
Trump gets
go
in
around
trouble for
Texas?
thinking like that, right?
Is
He
that
gets
how
in
it
trouble,
works?
right? Because he
For sure.
he thinks because the world revolves around us, we're just going to go take Greenland. And what the heck?
He says America first, then everybody throws a fit.
Yeah, so it's like whatever. But let me pull up. Well, anybody else got any thoughts on the electricity? Did I go around the horn? Dave, Tony, Redman, anything?
Yeah, so it says data centers could double U.S. power demand by 2030. Trump's auction ensures AI growth, and crypto mining doesn't spike household bills. Positioning the U.S. to lead in AI without energy shortage. But the most, I think the coolest thing about this is that he's got bipartisan support on this. Joined by governors from PA, OH, VA, and Maryland, including Dems like Shapiro and more. The initiative caps consumer price increases and requires data centers to self-fund generation, held as a win for grid reliability in swing states. So that's good. I want to see bipartisan support. I want to see support from both sides on this, because obviously he's pushing for more nuclear growth. And for me, I was there in California when we had San Onofre going. And I could tell you right now, when they shut down that nuclear plant, my dad's electric bills went through the stinking roof. Nuclear works. I've experienced it firsthand. It works great, and it's cheap electricity. But everybody's so afraid of it from what happened to like Fukushima and all those other places, Chernobyl. But if you do it right and it's protected, we had no problems at San Onofre. And that thing, I used to drive by that thing on the way to work. I drove by it when I was going to school. No problems, no leaks, no nothing. And we had earthquakes there all the time. So I think they can come up with a solution. I think they will for building safer nuclear plants. And I think it's right around the corner. And I think this is one of his ways of pushing it forward, because we're going to need more electricity. You have more electric cars. You got more Bitcoin mining outfits, especially, I mean, Texas, you're going to need more energy to push all this stuff. So I think nuclear is one of those ways that he's going to get the prices down.
Well, Jimmy, this kind of touches your business, right? I mean, don't you feed some of these data centers and such?
Yeah, well, I mean, power generation facilities all over Texas. We manage the IT and the OT networks. We provide, break fix help and cybersecurity. So yeah, I mean, this is right in my backyard. We're seeing it every day, and we're involved in all kinds of data center projects, not just in Texas, but all over the country. I mean, the majority of the power plants that we manage are really up in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania,
Ohio,
Indiana, Illinois, all along the northern Minnesota,
Great Lakes
West
region,
Coast, California. I mean, it's all over the place, right? And all of this stuff is happening everywhere. I mean, there's a massive facility that Exxon's building in Mississippi. Massive data center.
A data center?
Data center, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Exxon. Big oil.
Well, there's a huge Microsoft data center being built. I don't know.
Hi, doggy.
Funny.
A dog.
It's not even that loud at all.
I know, right when I started talking,
Just love
then my mom went out and picked up the dog sound. But there's a huge data center out north of Castroville, west of San Antonio. That's a Microsoft data center. And we were actually looking at homes out there, and the homes within the vicinity of that data center are, I don't know how wide it goes out, but several of the homes, they add a special, I was looking for the name of it. I couldn't find it online right now, but they add a special tax to those homes, which is about $400 a month for the next 30 years to help provide money for the infrastructure that's going around in those areas. So just the home buyers in those areas, on top of other property tax and stuff, are going to be paying $400 a month just to help to build out the data center infrastructure and all that. And so that's sometimes, it might just be the cost and electricity and all the other stuff, but if people are buying homes and they don't understand that part of it, even disabled veterans wouldn't be exempt from that, because that's a separate tax. It's like a special authoritative zone type tax. There's other factors that go into a lot of that. So,
I think you need a new battery, bro.
Tony, I can't hear anything. I hear that you're saying something, but the words
Really?
seem like they're all smushed together.
Is that better?
Yeah.
A little
Okay.
bit.
Sorry. Well, before I've been up doing fine, but I guess something's not picking up on the mic today. So thanks for that.
It was Mrs.
That's all I had.
Crabtree, Won't.
All right. Well, I'll bring the mic front and center.
There you go, bro. All right. Anybody else on that? Want to talk about the energy piece? I'm going to keep an eye on my electric bill. I can tell you that much. We'll see what's going on with that. I find it very interesting. This deal here, Anchorage Digital seeking capital raise to $400 million. Anchorage Digital, the bank holding company of the first federally chartered U.S. digital asset bank, keep that in mind, is seeking fresh capital. Citing anonymous sources, Bloomberg reported late Friday that the New York-based crypto custodian is seeking to raise between $200 million and $400 million ahead of a potential IPO sometime in 2027. So what is the scoop here? Well, we're all about investment here at Billy Goat Tales, not just in crypto, but this could be a potential, keep your eye open for an IPO. Fresh capital raise, according to anonymous sources cited by Bloomberg, crypto custodian Anchorage Digital is seeking to raise around that about 400 million of fresh capital. Anchorage Digital's last raise at 350 million Series D funding round in December, way back in 21. It was led by the global investment firm KKR, and now here they are again seeking another raise. And we hear about this all the time in the stock market. Getting part of an IPO is very difficult to do. You typically have to be already set up with your investment brokerage house. You have to be, in some cases, part of whatever that system is, medical or otherwise. And there's steps. So IPO season on Monday, fellow digital asset bank BitGo, on one of the 6 crypto custodians granted National Trust Bank status in December, announced pricing for its upcoming IPO, which is expected to take place on January 22nd. That's just a few days, guys. So a couple IPO deals and this was like from Twitter. If you follow in Bloomberg, you know this. Anchorage Digital, whose affiliate is the first federally chartered U.S. digital asset bank, which is significant, is seeking to raise fresh capital. There, it's just the story. I like to see the crypto banks. I like to see the crypto. I like to see the banking. I like to see IPOs in the news. I think it's something, if you're hooked up with a Charles Schwab or Fidelity, and you know about this, to be able to talk to your investment advisor about this, it could be good for you. It could be really good for you. Everyone doesn't always have that type of access, but hey, you heard it here first on Billy Go Tales. If you're hooked up with that, go talk to your investment advisor, because trying to get a piece of a crypto-related IPO could be something that would be good for you. I can tell you, when I saw that story, I made a phone call. And that's how you stay ahead of it, guys. You just always got to be staying ahead of it, scanning the story, see what's going on, and see if you have any pathway to some of these real companies doing real utility in the real world, as opposed to trying to buy some meme coin that you think is going to do well out there in crypto. Just my worthless opinion. What do you think about this story, Redman?
I think Anchorage Digital has been around for 5 years. I'm impressed by that part. I didn't know that getting into this story. Been around for 5 years. They're the first OCC chartered crypto bank in January 2021. Highlight how this regulatory edge is built trust for custody and services in a maturing market. So not only do they custody now, they're also offering, they've evolved to offering trading, staking, governance, stablecoin issuance, and new Atlas settlement network for on-chain capital markets, key for 2026 growth. So these guys are evolving. Dark Crash.
We have Dark Crash on the team, also gifting 5 Billy Go Tales memberships.
Givers gain.
Givers gain, baby. We appreciate that. Liquidity, Jesse says. Liquidity. Are we saying that? Frankie, liquidity? Yeah, I got you. Keep going, Redman.
Givers gain, Dark Crash. That's amazing, man. Thank you so much. Anyways, yeah, so institutional momentum. With institutions like Galaxy using Anchorage for tokenized assets, this raise underscores confidence in compliant platform. Expect more partnerships as AI crypto demand surges. Yes, this is what you want to see. This is stuff that you want to see. So Billy, making that phone call was the right decision. Obviously, later on down the road, when we start seeing more tokenized securities pop up all over the place and they're regulatory compliant, and that's key. That's key for moving forward in crypto.
Operators are standing by.
Let's go.
Not financial.
Hey, crypto IPOs are probably going to become pretty significant, but they've been very rare.
Yeah.
True crypto IPOs. So it could be just the next thing, the next 10 years that we're going to see in the IPO world of all these crypto firms that are just going to go IPO. So it's interesting. It's interesting. It's just,
Yeah.
it just
It's
go ahead,
the
Dave.
next wave.
Yeah, and just to point out, Dark Crash, what a drop. I mean, you hit the jackpot. You hit all set, got a membership. Thanks for being here all the time, all set. Poman 13, got a membership. Thanks for being here all the time, Poman. Azapats, team, Azapats, Lurker, and Crypto Stevo. Thanks for being here all the time. We appreciate you, Crypto
And we
Stevo,
love our
and
lurkers.
to Vegas Claw. Of course, we love the Lurker. Say hi in the chat.
Wait a
Azapats,
minute.
we'll
Claw's
say
in
hi.
here? Was Claw chatting or was he lurking?
Crypto
Lurking.
Stevo lurking.
Claw, you lurking on me, man. What's up, Poppy? What are you lurking on me for? We love Claw. He's everywhere. Claw's becoming, all of a sudden Claw comes on last year, year and a half. The next thing you know, he's everywhere. He kind of reminds me of Flat Smack. Started seeing Flat Smack in Frankie's Discord back in 22. The next thing you know, Flat Smack's everywhere. And
Some
now
of
he
us
changed
that
his
follow
name.
that same- yeah, some of us follow that same path.
That's right, Dave. Anybody else got anything to say on that story? That was one that hopefully some people can take some action on if they want to, at least
I
get
think
curious.
I think most people should think this is exciting news, but sadly, sometimes people think this is boring news. But it is bullish,
So-
and it's a great narrative, and I like that it's a compliance model. Capital raise equals institutional confidence, and so, I like where things are going. The more adoption there is in a broader context, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so Tony, your voice sounded clear that time, but it's a lot lower than the rest of that.
Okay, I'll have to work on that. Hello. Okay, how low can you go?
I heard it, Tony.
Is
I
that
heard
better?
you.
I definitely heard it. We heard you.
Is that
Heard
better?
it clearly.
I'm turning up the mic volume.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, thank you.
All right. So our thumbnail. Everybody's like, what's up with the thumbnail? Well, Solana. Let's talk about Solana. I got a couple slides on Solana. We'll have Crash pull up the chart. What is going on with Solana? We're hearing a lot of good news coming out of Solana. This particular article here, where this is just last week, Solana jumps 5% as ETF inflows extend and ecosystem activity accelerates. So Solana posted a strong advance on the 12th of January, gaining more than 5% over 24 hours to trade near the 142, which it's really right there, I think now, real close to that. As a renewed institutional demand and growing ecosystem activity lifted market sentiment. Beyond the ETF flows, Solana has also benefited from growing speculation around deeper platform level integration. Recent discussions across social media and developer channels suggest that Solana-based assets and data feeds could soon see expanded visibility within major consumer platforms, including X, following its rollout of an in-app crypto price tracking and token discovery tools. While no formal integration has been confirmed, the renewed attention has reinforced Solana's position as a high throughput network well suited for real-time consumer-facing crypto applications. Now, we also know that the companies are creating the Solana treasuries like they did with Bitcoin treasuries. I think the big three, right? Bitcoin first, ETH, and Solana treasuries. So back in September of 25, we know that Multi-Coin Capital and Jump Crypto, along with Galaxy, created that first Solana treasury. And that's been going good. There's been updates on that. They're starting to roll out their roadmap with that. So seeing Solana, for me, seeing Solana hold and seeing ETH hold and seeing Bitcoin reclaim 95, these are things that I just was not expecting in a bear market. Now, like Jimmy said, we were all here in 21 where we did see, the April, May top, and then November double top. But that was in November. And man, we're all the way into a new year now. We're into a whole new year. So I'm wondering if the fundamental stuff, the building behind the scenes that is happening right now with all these real world companies, I'm wondering if Solana is going to be a good play. Personally, my worthless opinion is I think Solana is going to be a good play. I'm going to hold Solana much like I hold my Cardano and much like I hold my Bitcoin. And I probably shouldn't have sold so much ETH because I think those are the big ones, man. I think those are the ones that to hold on to for the long term. That's just my worthless opinion. I'm not giving them financial advice, of course, but I think this news is pretty important. What's your thoughts on this particular news with Solana, Redman?
I mean, you pretty much covered everything. We were talking a little bit about before the stream how bullish Solana and ETH have been, and it's like every chart that I see, even in the smaller time frames, it's got a little bit of curvature, but also like a bottoming formation. But let's see, right here, it says, what did I say? $62.1 million in inflow year to date in the Solana ETF. I mean, that's not humongous, but it's definitely kept it above where it needs to be. Existing Sol ETFs hit 1.2 billion. Okay, that was what I was looking for. Billion in early 2026 with inflow surging. Morgan Stanley's entry could double that, boosting Sol liquidity and price stability. So we have a liquidity problem in crypto. We don't have enough of it. So hopefully this Solana ETF will bring in more liquidity. And then looking at Solana as a whole, the market cap of Solana is much, much smaller than ETH. So the risk to reward on Solana much better than Ethereum. And I'm not the first saying that. There's been a bunch of people that have said that already, but I just want to reiterate that just for people out there that are looking at getting in something long term. Solana could be a good bet.
Yeah, and before I get everybody's thoughts on this, major U.S. bank steps into Bitcoin and Solana ETFs as crypto demand shifts. Bitcoin ETFs now hold about 130 billion, roughly 7%. This is more on the Bitcoin side, but Morgan Stanley, as we said, filed for the staking part of the Solana ETF as well. Now, you got to understand something here, guys. You're talking about the bank or the investment firm that held out the longest to before they decided. I mean, they were just talking bad about crypto a year ago, and to change a mindset. And we know with the Clarity Act and what Brian Armstrong just put out there, saying that they're not Coinbase is not going to accept that and can't vote for that or can't be a part of that. The rules for the Clarity Act. Think about this. They're taking banks' business away with staking. And that's a big problem for banks. But here at Morgan Stanley, they're like, listen, in my mind, the way I size this up is, hey, we see the writing on the wall. We are going to file for these ETFs. And they use, one of them is Solana. I mean, think about that. They could have went a whole nother way, just Bitcoin only. They could have went just Bitcoin, but they're jumping into Solana ETF and with the staking language so that they can pay staking rewards. That to me is very bullish. I mean, so anyways, I wanted to throw this additional story up there on the whole thing. What's your thoughts on that, Jimmy Jim? We just heard from Redman. What are you thinking about that, brother?
I mean, it's just another piece of paper on top of a huge pile of adoption. You know, I mean, it's good. Um, Definitely going to bring some liquidity. I mean, let's see how well people buy into it. I mean, there's a lot of ETFs out there to choose from. So what it's backed by is going to make drive a lot of that business.
Yeah, I agree. And when you see people like, or companies like Morgan Stanley, very conservative, very conservative, makes me feel even more bullish about Solana because
Well,
being so standoffish, I would think they would have just rolled out Bitcoin and saying, hey, man, we got to do this because look, everybody's doing Bitcoin. But they chose something inside their information. Those are very conservative people. Something about their data and the information that they sought out seemed to probably tell them, we got to do this too. And that's very interesting from a big business play to me. Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
yeah, the further you dig into it, Morgan Stanley, I don't think they've been averse to the ETFs this whole time. I think they've been selling ETFs. I think they've been selling the black product.
Yeah, I'm going back. I'm saying like they were absolutely opposed to anything crypto. And that's why I say adding the Solana, it just that kind of like tells me a little bit about whatever information they're looking at to say, hey man, we got to capitalize on this to make money on this. It's very interesting. Those are some very smart people making those decisions. And
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's definitely smart people making the decisions, and I think they're making a huge shift. I think they've been testing the markets for a long time, and I think what they're doing now is they, instead of selling other people's products, they decided to offer their own product. So now they're going to make all the fees and all this other stuff, and I think this is going to be one of the first Solana ETFs that's going to try to wrap in and offer the staking. I don't think they've been able to. It's not even a proven system yet, as far as I understand, that staking can even be wrapped into this ETF. But if they can, that's a whole different ballgame for not only Morgan Stanley, but for Solana and everybody else. Just them picking Solana solidifies Solana's position where there were top two. I believe now, like you were saying, Billy, now we have a top three, and Solana is definitely in that mention for it. If you look at transactions, ETH has the most money. It's the biggest, but Solana's doing more daily than ETH is, but and it's steadily growing, and their lead is starting to grow.
Now, would everyone on the panel agree that Solana is, like, as Dave just stated, that Solana has officially got that third place on the podium, and that it really is defined now?
I think so.
I think so. Like that's just my worthless opinion. I think they're number three. Yeah, I think it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Yeah.
I see you pulled up their chart, and it's the weekly of Solana. Let me just quickly flip back and forth between Bitcoin and Solana just rapidly there, because I want to make a point. We are very much looking the same here, and this, in the technical analysis sense, cements the point where we more or less have Solana acting so much like Bitcoin, and with such headway like that, it just seems more like this is a lot more of a solid thing. And back to what I was saying about extended flags and such, especially on the 4 hour of Ethereum and whatnot, this is very much looking like seller exhaustion, at least in the short term. Could it be a chicken drinking water situation where we poke up, hit 180, possibly even 200 Solana? Yes, absolutely. But I'm highly skeptical of that, and if that were to happen, that'd be more or less short territory for me.
Well, there's some analysts that are looking even at $50 Solana again, but that doesn't
right
the bull case on Solana for me. Even if it hits 50 again and bounces.
Yeah, it have to break the 80-100 range there before you would even think about a 50. But yeah.
And what time frame is that right there?
Currently the weekly. Not a huge amount of data on this particular chart. You can see it dies off after 2020 there.
Where are those 3Xs at? Where's that volume at? Is that in the $50 range?
No. 30s.
Uh-huh.
Very much so in the 30s. So that could be wick territory where it bodies out at 50. But I don't think it would. Maybe on
Very
a monthly, but definitely
interesting.
not that.
And then if it goes to 200, by the end of the year, man.
That, and we're
So
already
on the
seeing more or less a
200, I looked it
reversal.
up on Kalshi, and so what did they say on Kalshi?
This is the 1, 2,
Over
3
500
dump
is
plus.
not like.
If you look, typically we see the bear paw like on the upper range when we're about to drop, but we're seeing like the exact opposite down here, the upside down version of it. Plus, it's acting so much like Bitcoin. It's kind of weird that it's as bullish as it really is against all the other alts, especially our flagship Ethereum, which again is kind of its own animal. It's
Yeah, the prediction markets are saying around 200, 50-50 chance, 190, 200 this year.
Yeah, we're really at the tipping point. Obviously, going back to that weekly there, we have pinged off of the second inside EMA ribbon. Of course, if we take a quick snipe over here at the Ethereums, let's see that again. We're again hitting the pinch point there, just like how we hit a pinch point here and I suppose here respectively, if that counts. But just bouncing between all that and of course Bitcoin, we are all seeing that pinch. But again, the RSI and stochastics very much looking like bleeding out, just like on Bitcoin. So I don't think we're done yet, man. I don't think so. I think we're just at the chicken drinking water point. We could see a wick to 200, but it's highly optimistic thinking.
Tony,
we have the whole year to see 200. That's what the Kalshi was looking
right.
at. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oops. Tony's super chatting so he can say something.
Yeah, kind of. I don't think that was a super chat.
Well, whatever. You know what I mean.
On the screen. Yeah. Well, I don't want to drag it on. I think the Sol narrative, I think Sol has gotten rid of the chink in its armor, which is that the network would always go down, right, in the past, but I don't think it's gone down, at least in the last couple of years. At least I don't even recall when the last time was. I think it's probably solidified its network, and now, it's very friendly towards institutions. I think that they really look towards it, and so it could be that third one. I think DDT in the chat was saying he doesn't think that it'll surpass, or he doesn't think that, what is it? What did you put in there?
It's almost like they took out the overdrive button on their minivan and installed sport mode.
Yeah, where is that? Sorry, I'm missing the.
If you're old enough to remember the overdrive button.
So he says, got to watch out for BNB because they won't allow Solana to be number 3. I agree with that they won't want to in the crypto side, but on the institutional side, I think that they're definitely going to lean towards Solana.
So
I think Solana has a strong case, even on the crypto side. America is where most of the users are. So, finance isn't available to us, not on a full scale.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So Forward Industries, Solana holdings total over 6.97 million Solana. So this is one of the treasuries that built around Solana. And I think for us, we're in this echo chamber of crypto. Like the real world, the non-crypto people, if I was at a stock luncheon talking about investments with people and they heard something like this, because they don't really hear it. Like most people don't, we're in the echo chamber. Most people still don't know about crypto. They still don't, they've heard Bitcoin, but they don't get it. They don't understand it. That's most of the world, guys. We're just in this echo chamber. If I was at a stock luncheon back in the day with registered investment advisors and we got information like this, and back in the day, like this would be hidden information, like just certain people would have certain information at a given time, and then it becomes public. But they would be like, are you kidding me? Like, this is so bullish. But for us, we want to see, all right, get this information, price go up because of it, like that. It doesn't happen. Like Jimmy said, it's another piece of paper on top of all of the news, the positive adoption news that's going on with crypto right now. It's just another piece of paper. But guys, the stack and the weight of this piece of paper that is piling up, to me, is going to mean something big for all of us. And in the form of, I am looking at Solana now way differently in my mind, investment strategy wise, than I did last year, a year ago. And, Lifer went in over a year ago and bought a big chunk of Solana. I bought probably 25% of what he bought. And, I made my gains on it, man. I sold it. I sold it. And now I'm kind of kicking myself. I got to be honest. I don't care that the price came down. I did sell it and made my gains because I think this is going to, and who knows, and this is just for me, the way my thesis is going to be this. I'm going to start DCAing into Solana more and more, kind of like what I did for ADA and been doing with ADA. ADA hasn't played out. So there you go. My two big ones that have not played out, DOT and ADA. They just have not played out. But Solana, I am going to start doing that again, or not again, but start a strategy for that for myself into Solana. I think Solana's hot. I think Solana's the next big thing. I'm long Solana, and that's not hoping that you buy it. I don't really care if you buy it or not. That's just me buying it because I really see the pendulum swinging on this Solana stuff, and I think I want to get a piece of this. Now, I'm not going to go hog wild, but I'm going to start really DCAing into Solana, probably all through this bear market, whenever it starts all the way down, and then probably all the way back up and see where we land in 3 years. That's what I'm going to do. What do you think? Let me click off this here. What's your thoughts on any? You got any Solana, Jimmy?
Nope. I sold all my Solana. That was one of the first things I sold. Matter of fact, probably back in, it was like maybe September, October.
Yeah.
I mean, I was up. I got in at, it was under $40, and when I sold, it was up in the 200 range. So.
Yep. Solana did good. Yeah.
Wasn't mad at all.
Solana did good, man. Like people think, where was the altcoin season? Man, Solana was a great one for altcoin season for 2025. ETH did well for me. Heck, even Cardano got over $1. Came in at 24 cents. XRP, 34-cent XRP. XRP did well. What do you call well? I call well, you get up into 5-10x in your money in a couple years. Dude, if I could do that every single day, I call that good. 500, 1,000%. I call that very good. So what we got? Tex-Mex Biomex for 6 months membership. Let's go, Tex-Mex. Redman, you got any thoughts on this? Or Dave, anybody?
I mean, Solana, I got a high for Solana at 291, 292, somewhere around there. And it says January of 2025. So that's what I have on my chart. I don't know if somebody's got something different, but that's what it's saying here. This is the Solana Tether Binance chart. So maybe it's something different on everybody else's. That's pretty good. For me, if you caught it down there around that, even if you caught it at the 120 range, you still to 2.5 extra money to the top. So it looks like we're, on the daily, it looks like we're at the bottom of the range anyways. So who knows? Not financial advice, but definitely a lot of bullish news coming out for Solana. I like what I'm looking at. This would be a good time to actually start DCAing into it, because it is at the bottom of the range. So, not financial advice though.
Yeah. Well, and I think somebody brought this up as part of, I think it's Dave. So, we had the Genius Act, which gave a lot of clarity to what Coinbase and some of these ETFs can do, and now we're trying to work through the Clarity Act, right? So the Genius Act is law; it's passed. and it really helped with a lot of the regulations relative to this kind of stuff. But the Clarity Act is like the tandem bill that even is going further. And I know a lot of the channels covered this because it was news on Friday. But Brian Armstrong of Coinbase, of course, at the last minute said, look, man, they gave me this bill. I had 24 hours to read it. As soon as I read it and got into some of the language, I have to post this out that I can't support this bill. And of course, they've thus then backed off on taking any type of vote on that. And they're going to kind of regroup and punt to try to work through some of these obstacles that he pointed out in the bill. The biggest one is the fact that staking. It is a way that the banks use fractional lending, and they're making money on your money, and they don't even have to keep it in their bank. And then with crypto, it's a one-to-one. He said it, his words, when you stake with the new Genius Act and the rules around it, that you don't have to worry about your $250,000 in FDIC insurance because it's backed one-to-one with their staking. And so he made a very good point. People put $1 million in the bank and you got $250,000 of FDIC insurance and you're getting 4% on your money, 3% on your money. Sometimes in the last few years, only like 2% on your money. And something happens to that company, that particular bank goes out, you get your 250, but you got $1 million in there. With crypto, via the Genius Act and what they have already agreed to do and what Coinbase and other exchanges have rolled out is making an interest, staking your crypto, and also you have these DeFi loans that you can use. It's just, to me, a better system, period. Crypto, DeFi is a better system than the traditional banking system. So we have the big banks coming at us right now. And Brian Armstrong stood up and said, no, this isn't good. And man, this is a young guy, a young CEO. And if you think about his journey, if you haven't read about Brian Armstrong and his journey in life and how he started this, you had the Sam Bankman-Fried, and then you had the Brian Armstrong, two people that were into crypto and really smart minds, but one with character, honor, integrity, humility, and one just greed, power, and I'm going to steal from, doesn't matter, old ladies and grandmas and everybody else. I don't care. I'm going to make my money. One ends up in jail. One ends up as a billionaire and really involved in the legislation process and standing up for what I consider would be our industry, the crypto industry. So yeah, this was a very interesting. Here's his post. There's just too many issues, including a de facto ban on tokenized equities, DeFi prohibitions, giving the government unlimited access to your financials, and so on and so forth. Anyways, wanted to get everybody's opinion on that. What say you, Redman?
Well, it's totally contradictory to what we've been seeing this last year, right? This administration's been totally pro crypto, and they come out with this bill supposedly they had been working on for a couple of years now. That's what they say anyways. But what the part that I'm kind of scratching my head on, it doesn't really make sense, is you're pro crypto, but you're coming out with a de facto ban on tokenized equities and DeFi, which it's like, you're kind of like, you guys are giving me mixed signals here. It's like 1 minute, you're booting out Gary Gensler, and the next minute you're acting just like how he used to act. And it doesn't make sense to me.
That's the people in the committee.
Yep. I totally stand with Brian Armstrong. He has a 100% stance, crypto stance on this whole situation. And I mean, Coinbase is in the right here. The government is in the wrong, and the government bowed down to the big banks, and the big banks are trying to take that profit away from you and me, little retail investors that want to make 10% on their money. they're trying to claw that back or keep what they have for now. I mean, it's totally obvious, the body language and everything. And the one thing that I didn't get was, okay, the White House comes out, Trump and his sons, we all know they're humongous crypto people, but they say, oh, well, if we don't get Brian Armstrong signing off on this, we're just going to go ahead and clip the whole thing. And that doesn't make sense to me because from what I know in the media, now there could be some things behind the scenes that we don't see, but from what I know, Brian Armstrong has a very good relationship with the White House. And it's totally contradictory to what Eleanor Terrett put out, saying the White House is considering pulling its support for the crypto market structure bill entirely if Coinbase does not come back to the table with a yield agreement that satisfies the banks and gets everyone to a deal. A source close to the Trump administration tells me. That's the part that I don't get, because I thought Brian was one of the forerunners in this bill to begin with. I mean,
I
he
think
was helping shape this bill from the get-go.
Yeah, I think that's just a part of politics. In other words, Brian Armstrong isn't a politician, and he's not for sure 100% how all of this bill markup process works. He's being told by his advisors, right? Like, listen, this thing, and he admitted they just got their copy, their final copy, like 24 hours before they was going to go vote. Well, it's a big bill. And, in America, we always laugh about that, right? Because it's like they pass these grand pieces of legislation. None of those senators and Congress people had time to read that stuff. Like, we've laughed about that for years, Yeah. And so he's sitting there reading this thing late at night, trying to figure out if all the meetings that he was in throughout the last several months, if like all of this stuff they said they were going to do is actually on the piece of paper, right? Is it in there? He's reading it and he's like, this isn't what we thought, this isn't right. So he gets done and he puts out a post and he says, look, I can't support this as the way it's written. And I want to pull out my support now because his advisors have told him that, dude, if you don't, when it goes into committee and you're going to have to do it via amendments, and amendments take months and months and sometimes years. And so you got to pull out now. Well, on the Trump side, the White House side, not the Congress, he's not plugged into all that scratch work. That's committee work, right? All he knows is, what? Brian Armstrong pulled out? I like Brian. Brian should have. I thought Brian was on for this. Hey, Brian, you got to come back. You got to get it. And I think the politics of this now is playing out. We're going to see it unfold. But I think Brian took a stand, did the right thing. And as a young CEO, I applaud him for taking that stand. I thought he did a great job moving at the speed of business and getting that done. Made me very happy. And it showed me a little bit more about his character and who he is as a CEO.
I think we got a blast from the past to something that we've, like you just said, Billy, when Redman was talking, I got a blast from the past and thought I'd share this, little thing. Congress always seems to have this, we have to pass the bill so we can find out what's in it type of mindset. And that's a little scary, a little bit scary. So
we've been laughing about that for years. And here you got a CEO that's not a part of that. And he's reading it. He's actually getting in there and reading it. And he learned that, man, I can't support that. So I think that's the disconnect, Red. I think you're right. I think your assessment is correct. I think he's a pro Trump guy because Trump's a pro crypto guy. And of course he's the CEO of Coinbase. So if you're friends of crypto, you're friends of me and my company. But I think what happened was in the last minute, like they do in politics, they try to say one thing, put it in writing another way. He reads it. He says, no, this ain't right. This can't be what we agreed to. And he wants to reconvene. And I think he will come back to the table. And I think in his own words, he will say that so far working through this has been a really positive experience for himself. He just stopped the train in its tracks because he actually read the thing. And he wasn't about to try to let it go in for later on for amendments. He wants to get the legislation right out of the chute, and I applaud him for that. I think it's awesome. What's your thoughts on that, Jimmy Jim?
I mean, that's, you know, I mean, I don't really have much to say on that topic, to be honest with you.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
good thing that Coinbase isn't. I mean, what's your feeling about the fact that, you know, because they tried to basically put in there that it was going to be illegal to have like staking and be able to. The banks want to keep their ability to do fractional lending, and they want to keep their ability to use your money, pay you 1.5%, and then make another 1.5% loaning your money or a percentage of your money, because it doesn't even have to, they don't have to loan out all of your money, just a percentage of your money, and make another 1.5% on that. And most people, they think over the long term is going to say, well, why would I do that when I can come over here and stake it and get my 4.5%? And it's backed. I could stake $5 million if I wanted to and not have the $250,000 limit.
This sounds a lot like a homeowners association situation. I know this is a lot more complex than such, but obviously it's like being in the wrong. It's like being in the wrong neighborhood.
It kind of does. It's so interesting to me. But do you agree, Jim, that he should have pulled his support for that?
I mean, I'm sure someone got in his back pocket on that and probably persuaded him to do so. I do like my staking rewards. And I'm sure there's a room of people right now thinking up crap to bypass any, ridiculous law that they would come out against that. Or at least I hope there is.
Yeah, me too.
We'll change it from staking to the Gulf of token rewards.
The Gulf of America. I still don't understand that one either. But hey, it is what it is.
This ain't staking.
Yeah,
This
not
is
staking.
something totally different.
It's just called, something
I'm
different.
just glad no one's come for Hudson's Bay in Canada. That's our northern Gulf.
Well, do you got raw earth materials there? Because if they do, we're coming
You're
for
done.
them.
That's it. You're done. Bulldozers are coming now.
Any thoughts on it, Dave Digital?
Nah, I like Brian. I think he normally has a good eye and a good ear for things like that. He already found a way around it, so you could still stake. You could have staked even with the New Clarity Act on Coinbase, and he could still pay you. He was already around the rules, so he's really doing it for the whole space. And I agree with them. I do think that there are a bunch of snakes in Washington that they're just trying to, they sneak stuff in, and every little bill, they're just sneaking stuff in that has nothing to do with the bill. And who knows what they tried to sneak in this time? Like you said, it's over 200 pages. And I mean, there's always going to be something wrong with it. But I think my gut says it's okay to follow Brian for most of what he's doing. I think he has, at least when it comes to crypto, I think he has the right intentions.
Yeah. All right, guys. Redman, I think you got something you wanted to hit on.
Yeah. Let me pull this up here. Where is it at? There it is, right there. Let me.
I see you, Rusty. I see you, Rusty. Where you at, Redman?
Okay, so Quant. So I've been noticing Quant. Let's see what they're doing today in the hourly. Oh, everybody's read in the hourly. Quant. Don't see him around. Anyways, I've been following Quant. 2022 coin. Looks like they made a partnership in Japan. It says here, Quant brings proven technology from the Bank of England and European Central Bank pilot programs to Japan. Dentsu Sokin's Stream R system compatibility with BOJ/net positions partnership for institutional adoption. So it's an institutional play. as you all know, Quant is big on institutions. Partnership focuses on automating liquidity management and reducing manual reconciliation for Japanese banks. Industry execs identified 2026 as a pivotal year for stablecoin evolution and digital money implementation. Says right here, Quant brings established credentials from multiple regulated pilot programs to this partnership. The company has worked with the Bank of England and the Bank for International Settlements on Project Rosalind. Additionally, Quant participated in trials with the European Central Bank and the UK Regulated Liability Network. The Great Britain Tokenized Deposit Project also utilized Quant's programmable settlement and orchestration infrastructure. Pretty big. Quant going to Japan. Let's go. Quant, I still believe Quant is, let's see here. Let's look up QNT. I think it's still in the 90s. No, 80s. Up 7.5% for the week. It's up 6 spots, number 61, $1.61 billion market cap, sitting at $79.89. Got a little jump on the news. We'll see what happens though. I like this because, of course, Quant is one of those coins you don't really hear much from, but when you do, it's pretty good news. And I believe that this cross-pollination that's going on in crypto right now with interoperability, I think this could be one of those things where it pans out pretty good for Quant. It says Japan's, here, I'll get out of here. It says, oh, wrong button. Hold on. It says Japan's tokenized financial ecosystem has developed rapidly as institutions evaluate digital money frameworks. Banks and payment networks are examining how these systems fit within existing settlement and compliance structures. So they like Quant because it's regulatory compliant and it's been around. It's been around longer than 6 months. Let's see here. The partnership addresses this evolution by merging local implementation capabilities with proven programmable settlement infrastructure. According to Gilbert Veridian, founder and CEO of Quant, Japan stands at an important turning point. Banks are preparing for tokenized deposits, new forms of digital money, and more interoperable settlement systems, Veridian explained. He added that partnering with Dentsu Soken enables support for Japan's transition with technology that is proven and compliant. It says right here, over the recent months, we have built strong alignment with Dentsu Soken on how institutions can introduce these capabilities safely, Russ stated. She expressed excitement about supporting the next phase of this transition together with their partner. So pretty big. Quant is now going to tokenize Japanese assets. That's to me, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool when you can, because Quant has been mainly a European thing. They've stayed in Europe. They realize that Europe is very capped as far as much as you can grow, and they're reaching out. And Japan is catching what they're throwing down, man. And I dig it. I like seeing these kind of cross-pollination stories and seeing these crypto companies grow.
Yeah, very interesting. You heard it here first on Billy Go Tales. We appreciate that. Well, Jim, you're being hailed as the Club Key owner.
Let's open.
It looks like, and Rusty must be nice and lubed.
Cologne, we blooded on one sound. Right, mom? Not now. Baby, tonight.
go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We love that. We love shout out to Sin City Crypto, the originators of opening the club. But unfortunately, they gave Jimmy Jim the keys and he's on Billy Go Tails. So now we have the club keys. So we win. Dave, Rob, sorry about that. Hey, speaking of Jimmy Jim, we always do Jimmy Jim's final thoughts. And then after that, we're going to go right into the Bitcoin close, the weekly close. So Jimmy Jim, you ready for some final thoughts?
Yes, sir.
Cards and Legos and Legos and cards. What is a handsome man like me supposed to do?
So I know a lot of you are been hanging out with us for a little bit on our YouTube channel, Space City Breaks. We got a little bit of a somber news on Saturday that one of our viewers had passed away, David Couch. David was a guy that showed up and was in our streams first, was the last to leave. He was with us 12 hours on the 12 hours days. He was with us every minute of since the beginning. And it was heartbreaking to hear that he passed 2 days ago. So on the stream on Saturday, we opened a couple of boxes in his honor. He was a big Star Wars fan. He was a huge Astros fan. So we opened some boxes in his honor. And if you guys actually go over to our website, and I'll pull that up for you here real quick, we've made a special section in our store. It's the David Couch Fun Cards. When you go in there, you'll see many of the cards that we pulled live on stream. We're going to work on getting those comped tonight. So you'll actually be able to start buying these cards later tonight. All the proceeds that we collect from and these aren't even all the cards. These are really the best of the baseball. I haven't even done the Star Wars yet. But long story short, we're all the proceeds that we receive from any of these cards, Space City Breaks is gonna match, and we're going to donate the money to the family to help with the expenses.
That's right.
Love that giver's game, baby.
Couch was loved in many different card breaking communities. Always the first guy to say welcome, to the stream wherever he was hanging out. We could always count on him. Even Friday night, I thought it was odd that we didn't see him in chat. And unfortunately, Saturday morning, we hit go live on the pre-show, ran down the street to deliver some packages to the shipping store, and on the way back, Taco popped into the chat, and just tons of people were RIP and Couch, and then about that same time, a lot of viewers started texting me directly the story that another breaker had posted, but super sad. He's going to be greatly missed. So yeah, I mean, if you guys want to help his family out and get some, I mean, we pulled some bangers out of the boxes. It was actually first off the line select baseball. So you'll see many of the cards that are posted now. All of them are serialized. They are all mostly low numbers. There's some 1 of 3s out here. There's some 1 of 25s, out of 17s, out of 35s, 25s, out of 6. I mean, just a lot of good cards out there. So if you want to be involved, just go out to our store. You can buy a card. We're going to ship it to you, and every bit of that money, we're trying to duck eBay's and all of those kind of companies just to save on fees and such. And we can get the most that we can to the family. So if you want to get involved, head over to our store, pick up a card or two, and we're going to be sure that all of that cash does get to his family.
Yep. That's awesome.
Dark Crash, what's going on with Bitcoin, bro?
It's going
Dying. It's
The closing
dying.
bell.
It's dying right now. It's
Ding,
not
ding,
even the
ding,
closing
ding,
bell,
ding,
but we're at
ding.
93,732 right now. I
Ding,
think we're
ding,
down
ding,
about 1,500
ding.
bucks in the last 20
2.5
minutes.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, we still got time. But man, it's not looking good, Billy. You see it?
I see it.
Shorts are in the money.
It's still going to body above the spider line, which is good enough for me. And if we can turn it inside the EMAs, then we're looking even better. We're just a mere 2 minutes out.
What do we think? 92, 93, 93?
I'm
91,
amazed it's in
too?
the 90s, to tell you the truth.
You're just happy it's in the 90s? That we
I
should
am,
play?
man. I really am.
Yeah, we're sitting
It's
on the top
remarkable,
of a volume
kind
range.
of, to me.
We lose 99.
Yeah. Sitting right on the top of that there volume range. Patiently
I mean-
waiting for that there.
Oh, we still got what, a minute and a half for the.
Yeah, still
Oh,
about a
look at
minute.
that!
Boom.
Nice little wick to my spider line. Obviously, that's just averaging and checking out my spider line. That's why,
You know,
price is
Alex
as
is
such.
trading this, man.
Lost that support.
yeah.
I mean,
much
Sunday
gone.
at 5 or 6, maybe he is. Normally that's
Do
family
that.
time.
Backing up, you can see why it would have gone and hit that. And it hit it so bloody accurately, too. I love my spider lines.
Please.
It's a
Whoa.
24-minute, too.
So
Incredible,
bloody
guys.
accurate.
Yeah.
Somebody's
exactly as
selling.
predicted. Yeah, somebody
Michael
fat fingered the
Saylor
market.
selling.
Satoshi.
Mm-hmm.
Satoshi's wallet's active. Okay, we're not trying to create FUD.
Satoshi
No, and we
sold
haven't
off.
really seen a break of RSI stochastic yet. It's still kind of chilling on top of the 60 line there. So a little skeptical, but yeah, look at that price, how it's just sitting right up there on the body, on the top of all these levels. It saw the wick to the lower value area of that particular range, and it went right back up.
Look at
So
the
we got about
15.
50.
Look at the 15-minute.
Blow that thing up, Crash. Can you blow that thing up? Make it bigger for us so we can.
Oops.
All right, we're getting close. 5, 4,
Well, that's 3 red
Three.
candles.
2,
Yeah,
1.
15er.
Dave, let that one play out.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like we're bodying, and it's forming almost inside the EMA ribbon as a whole, which is incredible. Now, if we could just get the wick back up and flip them ribbons back white and blue there, then we'd be sitting pretty. But skeptical because the RSI and stochastics are forming a cone, which is a little concerning, to say the least, especially since that boy is yet to fully recede below the 50. So, yeah, red dot possible formation. Could we get the... Like this is the perfect time to consider there being a possible double hump or an uneven butt cheek formation. This is possibly the future formation of such, just with these the confluence from these signals, or excuse me, indicators.
Are you talking in the momentum or in the money flow?
The momentum.
Yeah, so if
The
we get that
momentum
in the
here.
momentum, that would suggest that we go lower than our recent low, right? That would to get the bull dip, we go lower than 80,500.
Yeah, that sounds about right, because it would make sense to come and retest that lower spider line we see.
Yeah. Let's see. Bitcoin's one thing for sure. It's fun.
Man. All right, guys. Well, listen, we appreciate you all sticking around for Billy Goat Tales on a Sunday afternoon. We love you. We appreciate you. Anybody else have anything to say? Hey, make sure you go out and check out Space City Breaks too, because that's a great cause and Jimmy's family. And man, you know, that couch, I remember his name. You know, I go over to your stream and I remember his screen name. Didn't know the man, but it'd be like someone in ours. It'd just be devastating. So I'm glad you're doing that for him, Jimmy. So, hey, thanks, Green Day. Thanks, DDT. We love you guys. Thank you all. Anybody have anything to say before we head on out?
Love you, fam.